Good evening. The St Kilda Football Club has been rocked by the shock departure of coach Ross Lyon. Signing for 4 years, he's been headhunted by the Fremantle Dockers after the axing of Mark Harvey. Michael Felgate was at Lyon's media conference in Perth. Michael, he was unrepentant.
He certainly was, Mitch. He was calm and calculated, showing no signs of remorse for the way he exited St Kilda or took Mark Harvey's job. His reputation may have taken a hit, but he and Freo now have 4 years to prove that Mark Harvey's heave-ho was the way to go. With a purple Dockers tie around his neck, a defiant Ross Lyon faced the media, adamant he had nothing to do with the noose placed around Mark Harvey's.
Ross, do you feel you've stabbed Mark Harvey in the back?
Not particularly, no. I've been headhunted by the Fremantle Football Club. Certainly taking through a PowerPoint presentation the club's resources, their future direction and what they want to achieve.
Harvey was sacked yesterday afternoon after Ross Lyon secretly negotiated a 4-year deal with the club. The move totally blindsided the Saints and Harvey.
Mate, how are you coping though?
That's fine, let's go. There's a shock. That's footy, that's footy.
A shock, so...
Nah, sorry, can't say much. I'm just coming in here to do a normal day of work, so...
So secret were the talks Lyon's own management was kept in the dark. They have since parted way, raising questions about Lyon's integrity.
It's disappointing, I mean, but I've seen enough. I'm pretty thick-skinned, we'll get on with it.
That was one that no one saw coming.
But Lyon and the Dockers are standing firm.
I sit here very comfortable with my integrity and my honour.
I think the real issue is that what people want is they want to see their clubs play finals and win premierships.
Lyon says he was headhunted by the Dockers and used a get-out clause in his contract to seal the deal.
An attractive offer was put in front of me. I'm an AFL career coach. I have a young family, 3 children and a wife. They are my purpose.
Lyon had forged a great bond with his players, but they didn't see it coming either. Skipper Nick Revolt told in hospital after coming out of surgery.
Drove up to the Epworth. Nick had just come out of operation with his partner Catherine and just out of recovery, and I was fortunate that he hadn't been informed by anyone else, and obviously we had an emotional probably 20 minutes together, but again that's for me and Nick to share, and then I drove to Lenny Hayes' house and spoke to Lenny Hayes in Brighton, and obviously I received some text messages which I responded in kind, but again they're private.
While fans and players remain shocked, the club is trying to put on a brave face, aware it is now one of 4 looking for a new coach, with Robert Harvey appointed interim coach.
We're all disappointed. We respect Ross greatly.
But we're in the business of trying to win premierships, so that's where it sits.
Michael Felgate, 7 News.
Long-suffering St Kilda diehards have been stunned by Ross Lyon's departure. The club's Heartland supporters joined high-profile fans to have their say.
It was a move that no one at St Kilda was expecting.
I was just shocked, mate, trying to work out what's going on.
Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't see it coming, to be honest, from all indications whether he was going to stay, and that's what we thought, so it was a real surprise.
Ross Lyon's defection was a well-kept secret. Even club legends had no clue.
Been in footy that long, nothing really amazes you, but yeah, a bit of a surprise.
Some high-profile supporters were looking for positives.
Suddenly I got this phone call that Ross Lyon had left St Kilda, and I thought, I've hit the jackpot. Yes, go. A new era, as you said, Ross Lyon, a new era.
But in the club's heartland, fans were still reeling from the news.
It's not fair. It's absolutely shame. Absolutely, it's a shame. What are you doing?
Disappointed more than anything that it didn't stick it out.
He's after money, I think.
But while the club admits it's disappointed, it hopes its loyal members will now join it in focusing on the future. Some already are.
I think it's brilliant. I think we needed a new coach.
And in our 7 News poll, did Ross Lyon do the right thing by quitting? So far, 70% say no and 30% say yes.
Well, let's hear from the players today. We caught up with their captain, Nick Revolt, and also Lee Montagna. We start with Nick.
Clearly disappointed. We've had a great time with Ross, and he's been a fantastic coach, and he's a great coach. So,
from all indications whether he was going to stay, and that's what we thought. So it was a real surprise.
Don't see this very often, do you? After a final, with the boys out there. I mean, he's being obviously very responsible. Everyone's listening. It's a very public, quiet chat.
No, there wasn't. It was just pretty pretty brief conversation out on the ground, more about the game really than anything else.
He spoke about the season and how proud he was of the group to be able to fight back and give ourselves a home final from where we came from. So the indications all weekend, he didn't imply anything at all. None of us really have spoken to Ross yet, and I'm sure in time we will, and we'll probably get an idea of why.
I respect his decision. He's been a great coach for us. We've achieved relative success together, and I wish him all the best for the future. And from here, we've got no choice as a playing group and a football club to look forward.
Well, they may be disappointed, but St Kilda deny they feel betrayed or embarrassed following Ross Lyon's shock departure to Fremantle and say he will always be welcome back at the club.
The Saints maintain they did everything they could to keep their coach, although Lyon has revealed his frustration. It took St Kilda 6 months to offer him a 4-year deal when it took the Dockers 3 days.
Crisis and St Kilda have gone hand in hand this season, but Ross Lyon's decision to walk out for the West left current and former Saints stunned.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise. I thought, as the rest of the club did, that sort of Ross was under control, but obviously wasn't.
Just trying to work out how it all went down, and we'll be all right. Going forward, yeah, it's been a bit weird, but Ross is gone, great coach, and I wish him all the best.
The captain not as willing to share his thoughts.
Be a human being and open the door for me.
After meeting with the players, the Saints hierarchy then addressed the media and displayed remarkable tolerance towards Lyon, given he walked out on the very same day they planned to announce an extension of his contract.
We don't feel deceived if Ross has made decisions. They're decisions Ross has made. Ross is entitled, and we respect that he has the right to make decisions about his future.
A future Lyon clearly wanted sorted a lot earlier.
My negotiations were started in April. I asked for a 4-year unconditional deal. That wasn't forthcoming until Wednesday afternoon.
We'd love to have kept coaching. We gave him what we thought was a good offer, but obviously not good enough.
We agreed between Ross, his management team and us that we would in fact put those discussions back sensibly until after the season.
But Lyon had already begun talks with Fremantle, yet he denies he's done anything wrong by his management, the Saints and his players, who he reportedly told 2 weeks ago he would stay on for 2012.
Well, that's a point of conjecture. I sit here very comfortable with my integrity and my honour.
The Saints have no time to wallow in their disappointment. Their focus now shifts to finding a new coach, and already they're behind Adelaide, the Western Bulldogs and Melbourne, who have already begun interviewing candidates. Burke, Andrew Thompson and Chris Pelkin will head up a subcommittee which will quickly seek out the likes of Rodney Eade, Scott Burns and Brendan McCartney, but apparently not Mick Malthouse.
It's not our intention to be talking to coaches that are under contract.
It didn't stop the Dockers, but publicly at least the Saints are willing to forgive and forget.
Ross is always welcome at St Kilda Football Club.
Julian De Stoop, Fox Sports News.